Okay, hello guys, welcome to another video tutorial by Nocode Africa, and in this tutorial we're just going to continue building our Nike sneaker store mobile application without writing code using Flutterflow. Alright, let's jump right into it. Okay, so in the previous tutorial we had done this particular design. We created the home page and the onboarding screen, right? So this is purely front-end development tutorial because I have been doing a couple of backend, so I just decided to, okay, let's just build some front-end and just show you guys how to achieve some complex front-end designs using Flutterflow. So we're going to try to go back to building the different designs that I found here. All right, so if at all you have not seen the part 1 of this video, just check the description under this video and you will see a link to the part 1 of the video. Meanwhile, please don't forget to just hit the thumbs up button, which is to like this video, and click to subscribe to this channel if at all you've not done so. All right, so let's jump right into the course. Okay, so we did this part, so now we're just going to jump straight into this one. All right, this is pretty basic, right? So but let's just go ahead and create it. Why not? All right, so let's yeah, let me just increase my screen's brightness, and then I will just go ahead and click on here to get the new screen. All right, so I will call this screen sign in. All right, so this screen is called sign in, and then I'll click on create page, and now I have the page already. Now there is a small design here. So if we zoom in, you see that there's a small circle with an arrow to the left, all right, inside the circle. So I will just go ahead and click on the circle and then scroll down. I will see the color of the circle. So if I click here, I'll see the color. So this is the color. I just click to copy it, and what I need to do is I'll click here to remove the app bar. All right, so I pretty much don't like using the app bar a lot. I can actually create my own app bar. So I'll just click on the column here, click on add a child to this widget, which is this icon here, and click to add a row. Right inside the row, we're going to add a container. All right, we're going to say that we want the container to have a circular shape. All right, and then we are going to look at the dimension of the container. So it's 44 pixel by 44 technically, right? So it's that means the diameter here is going to be 44, and we're going to click here to paste the color code that we copied. All right, so now that we have this, the next thing we need to do is I will go ahead and then click on the main column inside the scaffold. I will right click on it and then wrap the widget with a container. Now I want to be able to give my background a white color. That's why I'm doing this. So now I'm going to go ahead and just click on these to say my width is infinite and my height is infinite. Beautiful. Now if you look closely, you'll be able to see the small circle here, all right? And it's gray, okay? So I'll click on it and then I will click to add a child to that container, and that child is going to be a column. In that column, I'm going to add an icon. All right, so I'm just going to search for an icon now, and then I click to add the icon. The icon type is going to be left kind of icon. So if I do this, I will see this, and there you go. So I will go ahead and click on the icon itself, come over here, I will see the color. I copy it by just tapping on it, and then I will click over here and paste it. Beautiful. Now I have that. If you click outside, you see that there's a column. Let me just zoom it in so you see. So now we have something here, but my icon is not showing properly, right? Because I need to click on the column and center align it. All right. With that, now I have my, my design like this. It's correct now. So I can go ahead and click on the container itself inside the row, and so I'll click here and look at the spacing on the left. It's 20 pixel on the left. So I'll give it a padding of 20 pixel on the left. Now observe, this particular design is a bit higher from the top of the screen. So we have a padding of 23 here. So I will go back and give that padding to the row. All right, I'm not giving it to the container, I'm giving it to the row. So I'm going to give 23. It pushes it down a bit. Beautiful, we're getting there. So now we will just go ahead and copy this particular text. It says hello again. I will copy it here because I couldn't copy it here. I don't know why. So I'll just copy the text here. Look at the property 700 by 32 pixels. I will go back to the Flutterflow, and then I'll click on here, and then I'll just click to add a child to the column, the main column. That child is going to be a row. In the row, I'm going to add a text, and the text is going to be what I had copied before, which says hello again, and the font weight is 700, like what I had memorized, and this is going to be 23. Beautiful. If we come back here, we see, oh, it's actually 32. I turned it around in my head. So we're going to have 32 here. Beautiful. I will click on here and then click on the main axis alignment to center align it. All right. And then I will try to see the height, the distance between this text and the other container. So it's 11, as you can see. So I will go ahead and say 11. So 11 here. Beautiful. Now that I have done that, the next thing I need to do quickly is I'll go ahead and duplicate this one, right? So I just did Ctrl D to duplicate it. And then now I'm going to go ahead and copy the text that are here. It's 400 by 16. So I will paste it first, then I will change the font dimension. It's 400 by 16. So I'll come over here and change it from 700 to 400 and change this one to half of what it was. So 16. And of course, I will center align it. And then I think that's all. It says, or continue with social media. Let's see, or continue with social media. It's perfect. I think here the color is more like grayish, not black. So I will come over here and paste the color. I had to copy it from the other side. So now I have this. Okay, so pretty much sweet, right? So let's see. Continue with. I have a lot of spacing here, right? So this is 30, but meanwhile mine is not really that properly stretched. Okay, it's not properly stretched. What I could do is I can look at the line height. This says 150%. So I can try to, I will come over here and say line height 1.5. Well, it spreads it a bit, and then but this doesn't really spread anyways. So the thing is this, there's some huge space inside here. All right, so we will just ignore that. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is set up this particular part. So we have the text. All right, so it says the email address, and so first of all we're going to click on here. We can actually just click this and duplicate it, Ctrl D, click this and paste it. Right, yes, why not? We can do that. We have to copy it again. Okay, so I'm copying it again, delete all of this mumbo jumbo. So I will go ahead and then paste this new one here, and then I'll click this and say alignment to the left. All right, and then I will say the alignment is 20 pixels to the left. That's the padding. I will copy the color code and see here the dimension of the font. So 500 by 16. I get to look at a lot of things per time, because I pretty much want to walk really fast. So I will put here the padding is 20, and then the font weight is 500, the font size is 16, correct? Then the text color is black, so I paste that, and now I have this. Hold on, now we are going to go ahead and look at the padding, the padding on the top, more like the spacing. So it's 30, right? So I'll click the row itself and give it 30. Beautiful. Now that I'm done with that, I will click on the main column itself. I'll click on add a child to widget, and then the next thing I need to do is I will add a text field. All right, so I search for a text field. Here is a text field, and then in my text field there is a placeholder here that says xyz@gmail.com. I will just copy it, and then I will go back to Flutterflow, scroll down. I will see where to put the text content. So here it says label here. So I can just paste that here. Pretty much good. And the next thing is I need to have this background, right? So I will click on it. It's a container actually. So I'll click on it, and then I will just copy the color code, right? Go back to Flutterflow. Hold on, let's look at the height. The height is 48. Beautiful. We don't really want to worry ourselves about the width. I will right click on the text field and say wrap widget with a container. The container is going to have an infinite width, so I can do something like this, and then I will say infinite width, right? And the height is going to be 48. Beautiful. Then I will click on the text field, right? Okay, hold on. Let's go back to the container itself and give the container a color. So the field color of the container is what I had copied before, so I will just paste it. All right, and this container has a border radius of 14 pixels. Okay, so I'll go ahead and then copy it and say 14 pixels here. And also this has a padding of 20 on both sides, left and right. So I'll go ahead and say 20 here, and then I will say 20 here as well. Beautiful. Now I have gotten this. Now I need to click on my text field, scroll down to where we have the decoration, input decoration properties, and I will say none because I don't want you to have any underline or anything. So this is perfect. The next thing I need to do is click on this and see there's a padding of 14 pixels from the text itself and the border of the container. So we will come over here, click on the text. If you scroll here, you see the padding says 8 here. We need to change this to 14. Pretty much good. Then I think we have the same. We don't have any real serious padding here, so we leave it there. So we have done that, and that's pretty okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy these. Let's find the container. This is a container. I'll just copy it, Control C, and click on here. Oh, not that. Let me copy the email address first. I copy the email address, click the main column, and paste it. This is what we will use for password. So now I'm going to copy the password, and I will click here and then paste it. Okay, so I'm pasting this here. Sweet. Then the next thing I need to quickly do is I am going to go ahead and make these possible. So first of all, let's look at the distance here, and here is 12 pixels. So let's go correct that. So let's click on the container and say 12 pixels as a padding on the top, and then we can copy this, click on the main column and paste it. Invalid widget. Let's click on it again and Control C. All right, click on the main column and paste it. Good, now we've done it. But here it's a text field. What I will have to do is I will have to remove this because this is for a password. I'm going to remove it, and I will scroll down, right? There is a particular place here where you need to check that this is password field. So I click this to check it. I need to select the color of the icon here for toggling the password. This I need to select it so I can use maybe accent, and then I can say the size is 24, something like that. So it's not really showing properly, so let's make it something a bit darker, maybe this, and I say use color. So now we have this. Okay, this is pretty okay for me. I can click on these and then pick the real color. All right, then I can come over here and paste it. All right, so let's just paste this here and enter. All right, so now we have the exact color. Okay, now we also need to what is it? Let me see. Keyboard type. This is going to be maybe a visible password. Text. I think we can just keep it like this. All right, now we have this. Okay, so the next thing that we need to quickly do is we need to put these. We can actually go ahead and copy this text. So we're not going to learn how to reuse things that we've created. I paste it, Control V, and then I will just copy this, come over here and copy it. It's 400 by 12. So I will click here and paste what I had copied, and that's it. And then I'll scroll down here and say, change this from 500 to 400, and then I'll make this 12. Okay. Then I will come back here and copy the color code of that text, and then I will paste it here. Beautiful. That's it. I can click on this row now and say go left. All right, so that's the alignment. Then I need to give it a padding of 20 pixels on the right. Oh, actually, yeah. So now that I've gotten that, let's look at the padding in between here. So this is 12, so let's change this from 30 to 12. Okay, pretty much it. So I believe that you're learning a lot of things. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and thank you very much, and like the video as well. So the next thing that we're going to do right now is this button for signing in. So I will just copy the color code of the button. Look at the height, it's 50 pixels. That's all I need to remember. So I will click here and say button. All right, so now the button, I will go ahead and then paste the fill color here. There you go. And then the height is 50 pixels, so I'll say 50 here. And then I will say I want the width to be infinite. All right, but I'm gonna give it a padding of 20 pixels on the left and the padding of 20 pixels on the right. Now the reason is because when I'm changing my screen sizes, I want my things to spread, okay? That's like the idea, not be static. Okay, so then I have the border radius is 14 pixels. Let me copy these the text for the button. So my border radius, I will scroll down and change this to 14, all right? And then the next thing I need to paste is the content of the text. So it says sign in here. Let me look at the dimension, 600 by 14. And here I can just change it from 500 to 600. And then I can change this to 14. Sweet. Then the next thing is just to go ahead and then check the distance from here to here, which says 24. And I will give it a padding of 24 on the top. So 24, there you go. The next thing is to go ahead and set up these Google kind of button. How do you do this? Click on the image here, and we're gonna have to export this. Click on export, click on here and say 3x, maybe preview just to be sure, and export it. So now it is exported. The dimension is roughly 22 by 22 pixels. And here, let's copy the color code of this container. Now we're going to go back to Flutterflow. Click on the main column itself. Click on add a chart to that main column and click on the container. And then you can say infinite width for the container. And I think this is also going to be 50. Yes. And let's paste the fill color. There you go. And I think the border radius is going to be 14 as well. Let's go back. Yeah, it's 14. And then what we need to do is let's copy this text. So here I will give it a padding of 20 pixels on the left, a padding of 20 pixels on the right, inside the container, because I want things to be, you know, arranged from left to right. I have to add a row inside it. So I will say a row, okay, inside that, and then I have to add an image now. So this is image that is going to contain the Google icon, all right? So I will say here 22, that's the width, and then here 22. Then I will remove the border radius because we don't need a border radius for that. Change it from network to asset, and click over here to upload the image. So here I'm uploading the image, and there you go. There you go. Now we have uploaded the image, and the next thing we need to do is go ahead and click inside the row and add your text widget. So here I click to add the text widget, and I will go ahead and paste it. Look for the dimension of my text widget. Let me copy this first. So it says 600 by 14. I would just go ahead and come over here and change it from 400 to 16 to 600, and then paste the text color. There you go. Another thing is to check the padding in between them. It says 14, and so I will give the left padding here to the text 14. I want it to be at the center, so what I need to do is go ahead and then click on this to align it to the center. And after that, I will click on this to just see the height difference, the padding on the top. Then I will come back here and click on the container and give it 24. And that's the end of that particular screen. Guys, we've done some really amazing job in a couple of seconds. All right, this is the sign-in screen for our Nike sneaker mobile application. All right, a round of applause for all of us who are currently watching this video. Okay, great time. So just to make you see how much of time Flutterflow has saved you, if I told you were writing code, let's just go ahead and then just click on this icon and save view code. All right, so just this particular screen has all of this code. See what you would have spent time writing just to produce this, but now we just had to use a couple of widgets to just get it done. Beautiful. Okay, now let's go ahead and then set up another part of our project. Now, this particular part is almost the same as this part. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to, oh, we have actually not finished, right? So I just discovered that we need to continue working on this one. All right, so let's just quickly do it. Let's come over here, copy the email address part, Control C, and click here and paste it. There you go. I will click in here and say Ctrl D to just duplicate the text. The reason is because we have two different texts here. So I will copy from here to here and say Ctrl C, and later on I'll come and copy the color code. So I will paste this here, and now we have these particular text here. The next thing we need to do is just copy the color code, and we will scroll down here and paste it. Sweet. Paste that. Aha. Then we can come over here and copy this one that says create account. Let's see. The dimension is 500 by 16 and 500 by 16. So we're doing a pretty good work. Cancel. We will click on here and scroll up again and paste it here. There you go. Then let's see, 500 by 16, perfect. So click on these and center align it, and we don't really need this big space in between them, so we can just say 4, and 4 is pretty good. And let's click on these and see the spacing in between them. So it says 135, so I will click here and say 135. Sweet, that's it. So we're done with that part. The next thing we need to just quickly do is we can actually go ahead and replicate this and do this. So I would love to do that, but I would like to even do something even more fun, all right, which is this part. So let's just jump right into this. We will still go ahead and do that, maybe not in this video, but let's just do something way more fun. All right, so I think this is where I'll get like super excited. So let's try to get it done. First of all, let's start with this particular row here. Okay, so I will click on this and I will go ahead and just anyways, let's start with this. So click on this and export it. Let's click here to export 3x and export is a hamburger icon. Let's click here to this particular one, and then we will go ahead and click on export and then export it 3x. Go. Nice. Now the whole of this is in a row, so we will go back to Flutterflow, click on add a new page, and there we will say create blank, and this is actually going to be our home screen. So we will call this home. We will call this home and we'll say create page. And here I'll click on this and say delete, that's the up bar. And now I need to add a row in my column. So I'll click on these and add a row. Sweet. And then I will go ahead and click on this. What will I do next? Let's see what we're going to do. We can go ahead and look at the dimension. It's 25 by 18. So let's say 26 by 18. So I'll click on these now and add an image. That image dimension is going to be 20, maybe 26, right? By 18. Okay, so I will have to confirm again. So it says here 26 by 18. Nice. Okay. Then we have this explore and all of that. Okay, so now we have that. Remove the border radius. Change from network to assets so you can actually import an image. Click here to import the image. And the next thing you need to do is go ahead and then select the hamburger icon in your system. And that's it. So next thing we need to do is click on the row itself. Don't worry, we'll see what we are working on soon. In fact, let's see. Okay, don't worry, we will get there. Let's go ahead and then make this happen. So first of all, right, we had already done this somewhere else. So let's go back to our sign in. Onboarding. Okay, was it here? Where did we do this? We have these, I think, in the first page, right? So here it is. So we have text. Then let's click here to open it. So it's best to just copy this thing, really. Okay, so not that one. Maybe this one. Row. No. Image. And container. Okay, so this is basically what we copied. Okay, so that's not gonna make sense really, except we put a row, then we put a row inside that. Not looking so good. So what I'm gonna do now is I will copy the row. Yeah, I'll copy the row, this row. I'll say Control C, good. And I will go back to my home page, and I'll click on these and say add a column. All right, so I'll just add a column inside there. Well, this is just how I want to do it. It's gonna work. I will paste. Now that's so big, and this row has a padding. I need to remove the padding. So I remove the padding. It has a text here. It says that one said welcome. This says explore. It's 700 by 32. So here it said 900 by 30. So let's say 700 by 32. And then it said explore. So I'll paste explore here and copy the color code. Come over here and just paste it. Okay, so I'm pasting it now. There you go. The next thing that I need to quickly do is this is the container, right? Container has a padding on the top, 15. Okay, and then we have an image here. So let's go ahead and download this particular one. So I click on there and click on export. Click on this to say export 3x, and then I'll export it. Okay, so the dimension is roughly the same thing, 18 by 18. So now I'll go ahead and click here to import the thing I just downloaded. So I'll click in here to import it, and the next thing I'm going to do is great. So I have a container here, and the container contains my text. So all right, so actually I don't need this container anymore because I was using it before for something. So now I'm just cutting the text out, delete the container, and paste my text pretty much. And then I will go ahead and see the padding. It's like 14 as well. So let's click here and give the explore text 14 pixel padding, and I can go ahead and click on my column. Let's see. Okay, not really. I'm just going to center align everything. So let's go ahead and click on this now. I'm gonna add let's look at it. So we have something here. All right, so it's a circle. Let's come over here and click on it. It's a circle, 44 pixel by 44. All right, so I will add a circle in there, basically a container, change it to a circle and say 44. Okay, and then I will say inside this container, hold on guys, hold on. So let's zoom in and see what is happening here. So we have a row, we have a container here, like we have something here, right? And then the whole of these, okay, all right, I think I see what this is on top of this circle. And so what we need to do is we'll use a stack for these, but now let's just put our padlock inside the container. So let's click on the container and add the column. All right, inside the column we will add an image, which is going to be this image. This image is 24 pixel by 24 pixel. So we'll come over here and change it to 24 pixel. I hope you're learning a lot. I say 24 pixels, and I will change this border radius by removing it. Yeah. So I will click on the column and click and say center align. Beautiful. Click on the image now and go find it. So I have to change it from network to asset. And then I will click to bring it into Flutterflow. And this is that thing that I'm bringing into Flutterflow. So now I'm good. I'm doing a great job. Well, we are doing this job together. So now on the container itself, I will right click on it and wrap the container, which is the widget, with a stack. Why am I doing that? I'm doing that because I need to put this small, tiny, beautiful red circle on top of the big circle here, the white circle. So let me copy it. The circle is 8 pixel by 8 pixel. So I will just go ahead and click on the stack now and say container and say circle, and then change this to 8. All right. Change the fill color to these. There you go. And also I will look at the padding from the left here. So it says 34. Okay. So I will say, let's go. It's gonna be 34. Pretty. Let me click out so you can see what we've done. We've done that. Now also there is some there is some okay, I think we're pretty much good, but we need to do something. So there's a padding of 3 pixels above, so I need to still come over here and say 3 pixel above, 3 pixel, a little bit. So with that, I have these. I can click on this now and say, come on, spread it. Well, that didn't really work out very fine. Let's go ahead and use something else like this. Okay, this is now the real thing. It's not doing it very well. Or we can even use this one, preferably. And then let's go ahead and look at the padding from the top. It's roughly 10 pixels. So let's say 10 pixels. 10 pixels from the top. And then let's click on these and give it a padding from the left and the right. So if you click on this, is 20. And I think the same thing with these is 20. So we will say 20 pixels from the left here. And then this one, we have to select the container itself. In fact, we select the stack. Okay, so we will now say 20 on this. All right, perfect. Okay, yeah, that was an accent there. Okay, so now we have that particular thing. Let's go ahead and then continue working. So the next thing we need to do is this search field here. And let's go ahead and just achieve some things. Now, if you click on this particular thing, right, this is a big circle. Let's start with this one. So we have this container, it's white, and we will fix the width as to, no, we won't fix the width, we just fix the height. So let's just go ahead and start it up. So first of all, it's gonna be inside a row. So I click on it and say row. Inside the row, I will say container. All right, the container is going to be an infinite width. Okay, there's a problem there, it crashed because I need to change this to this expansion and then say, okay, yes, now go ahead and give me infinite width. Then the height is 52 pixels. I will say here, I will say 52 pixels, and the border radius is going to be 14 pixels. Let's see, let's scroll down and look for the border radius. So it's going to be 14 pixels. Okay, good. Then the padding on the left, I am sure is going to be 20. All right. Now, yeah, you can confirm it now. So now we've done that. Let's go ahead and do this one first. So this is a big circle. It's 52 pixels as the diameter. So I can click and just copy the color. And then in the row, okay, I will click to add a child to that row. Say container. Turn the container into a circle. Then say 52 here. Then change the secondary background color to these. There you go. Then we will go ahead and click on these and add a column inside it. In the column, we will add an image. All right, that image we have not downloaded yet. So this is the image. It's 24 pixel by 24. Now let's export it. Okay, pretty good. So I'll click on these and say 3x, export it. And then we will come over here and change it to 24. All right, by 24. Then remove the border radius and change from network to asset. Then bring in your image by importing it. So I'm waiting for a couple of seconds, then click on it, and then I bring it into Flutterflow. Nice, I have done that. Now I have to click on these and see the padding in between them. I can hold on Alt just to see it. So it says 14. Okay, now this is here. I'll click on the column first and center align it. Beautiful. Then I will click on the container and give it a padding of 20 pixels on the right. I'll click on my big container here and give it a 14 pixel spacing in between the two of them, because that's what I saw here in the design. So if I do like this, I see it. Okay. Now the next thing is this thing. Okay, so I'll click on this vector image and export it. So click here, export it, 3x, go. Then here is 14 by 14, so I'll say 15 by 15. Now inside the container, observe, this is in a row. So we have to put things, we have to put a row widget inside the container first. And then we have to go ahead and add an image, which is going to give us, the image is going to give us, the dimension is 14 by roughly 15 pixels. So we will say 15 pixels by 15 pixels. And we will say border radius goes to 0. And what else? Change from network, so asset. I believe we have exported the image, so we have to come here and import it now. We didn't. Okay, we didn't. We have to come here and export it. Oh, it's giving me as a zip file. I don't like zip files. Okay, so I don't know why it did that to me. Okay, so let's go ahead and come here and change from here and say all files. So now we will see the file. We will say I'll just cut this out here and click on new folder and say images. Then I will open it. I will paste what I cut out, then right click on it and say extract files here. Pretty much it. And then I'll click to open it, click again and click this and update. Okay, so now I have that image, and then I will see the padding here is 26 pixels. Yeah, so I will say 26 pixels here. Then click on the text, the row, and add a text field. All right, so a text field is what we're adding, because that's a place where you search for something. So I add a text field. It says here looking for shoes, so I will just copy this. It's 500 by 12, so I will scroll down and paste my label text here, and there you go. 500 by 12, so here, and change this to 12. Okay, then scroll down, go to input decoration, and change from underline to none. That's it. That's how to go. And then the spacing here is 12, so change the padding on the left here from 8 to 12. You're adding an extra 4. Okay, beautiful. Now we're actually done with that particular part. Let's go ahead and click on this and see the spacing between them. So it's 22 pixels, so I will click on the row here and say 22 pixels. Beautiful. Do you get the gist? Alright, that's how it's done. Now you see it's not really looking all so beautiful. Well, the reason is because we need to wrap this column, the main column, with the container, and then give it infinite properties. So width is infinite and height is infinite. Sweet. Okay, there's a little problem. I can't even see my text field again. So I will come over here to the container, and then this is my container. I will go ahead and then click on here and copy the color. Okay, it's the same thing actually. So where is it? I think it's the same color really. And but what I need to do now is I need to give it an elevation. So let's just say 2. Yeah, so now I can see my text in a way, my container elevation. So I can say 1, just to not make it so intense. All right, so like this is okay. Come on guys, it's pretty okay. I think that's about it. The next thing we need to do is text, then buttons and text, and then all of that. Then we just fix it up. Let's go ahead and set these up. So I will copy this, select category, and click on these. All right, click on the add a child to the column and go row. And in the row, we're gonna add a text widget. And the text widget's content is what we had copied before. So I'll paste it here. And it's 600 by 16. I will copy the color code, scroll down, change this from 400 to 600 by 16. I believe that was it. Primary text, paste the color that I copied, and give it a padding of 20 pixels on the left. There you go. Click on the row itself because we need to determine the padding on the top. It's 24 pixels, and so we say 24 pixels. That's it. Next thing is buttons. So let's see, the buttons width here is not a problem. We will make it responsive, so we will say only the height is what we want to remember. But first of all, I will copy the text here. I'll copy the text here for all shoes, and click on here. Let's see. The height is 40 pixels. So click on here, and that's the main column. And add a row to the main column. Then we will click on what is it called? We'll click on the button. All right. And the next thing we need to quickly do is, let's see. I think I copied it, right? All shoes, right? And it's white. So let's click on here and say white. Let me see. White, right? White. Okay, so actually the background is not really white. Actually, I think I need to just click on this container and clear the color. The main container that wraps everything. Just clear the color. Click on these, clear the color for now. Yeah, so we can go ahead and click on these to the main container. Remove the elevation. All right, so elevation 0. All right, then the container here, the button here, elevation 0. Nice. Then inside that we are going to what do we do? Let's see. The border radius is not known. Okay, now that's weird. I don't get to see the border radius here. A bit weird. But I think this is going to be, let me turn this off and see. The border radius is like 8 pixels. Okay. So I think we will say 8 pixels. It's already 8 here. And let's click on this and copy the text. Let's come over here and copy the text, the color of the text. So all shoes, it's 400 by 12. So click here, change it to 400 and change this to 12. All right, sweet. Then we have this button, Control D to duplicate the button. And this one is blue, so copy it. The height is already 40, so we're good. So click on it and give it a fill color blue, paste it. And the text color, let's copy the text first. And we will paste the text here. Then we will go ahead and change this from black, okay, from black to white. Okay, and let's look at this. We have some padding in between, so let's click these and say this is 16. All right, so I think I will just give it to these and say padding on the right hand side of this is 16, and so this one too, the padding on the right hand side is gonna be 16 as well. And then I can click on this and say Control D to duplicate. This one is gonna be 20. All right, so 20. But now let's look at something. Okay, so, well, I can't really tell whether this was a carousel or not, but I will copy this particular one and just paste it here. All right, okay, that's a lot of changes. Let's click on these and put this color. I don't know, was it black? This one? Use, then the fill color goes back to white. Okay. What I'm gonna do here is click on this expansion, all right, and say infinite width. You will see why I'm doing what I'm doing. Do the same thing with this one. Click on the expansion here and say infinite width. All right, they're now adjusting by themselves. So click on these and give this one a padding of 20 on the left, and say expansion in the middle like this, and then we will say width infinite. Okay, beautiful. So now all of them are, you know, having like, okay, this guy is already compressed inside. Outer tennis, okay. This has more content than these. Okay, now this is not gonna really favor them that much. Yeah, because this one is bigger and this one is like all shoes. 400 by 12. Let's see this. And then this, okay. All right, so now that doesn't really favor me so much, so I think I will change it. I will undo it. I'll just undo what I just did, but let's give these 20 pixels. Okay, so I will leave it like this just for this one. All right, the rest will have what I had done. I'll click on these and look at the padding. It's 16. Yeah, Okay, so let's say 16. Then next thing I need to do quickly is click on these and copy it, Ctrl C, click on this and paste it. And then copy this, go to the select category and paste it. And over here, we need to go ahead and copy this. Click on this, no, let's click on this and say Ctrl D. Click on this and put it like this. So I will click on this and give it a padding of 20 pixels on the right. Alright, then I will copy these C all and paste it over here. Paste it over here. Then I will copy the color code. Let's see, it's 500 by 12. So click here and change it to 500. Change this to 12. Okay, then paste this here. And that's about it. This is already fine, 500 by 16. That's okay. So we've gotten that, and we're pretty good at what we're doing, guys. So we will just go ahead and do this, then we duplicate it with this, and that's it. And we're pretty much doing really fine, right? So this is a really amazing job that we're doing. This is just me teaching you UI, complex UI, if you ask me. The next thing I need to do here is click on this for this particular part. This is where we're gonna, take things to another level. So here the container is 157, the width, and by 201. So I'll click on this first and say a row. This is gonna be in a row, yeah. And in the row we're gonna have a container whose height is 157. And this is gonna be 201. 201. Okay, so I think that's what I saw, right? 157, 201. Yes, border radius is 16 pixels. Border radius is 16 pixels. There you go. And then we have a couple of things we need to start setting into place. So there's a column inside this container, so let's go ahead and add a column because things are being stacked from top to bottom. There's a column here. Next thing we need to do is a row for these beautiful hearts. So let's export the heart first. That's like the favorite icon, I think. And it's basically 15 by 15 pixels. So I will click on the column, click on add a child to that column, then add a row. In the row, I'm gonna add an image. I'm adding another child to that, and then it's gonna be 15 pixel by 15 pixels. So I'm saying 15 here, and I'm saying 15 here. Okay, then I will say 0 for border radius. Click on here and say asset, and then I will go ahead and click on here and bring up the image I just downloaded, which is the heart, and then that's it. So I have this, pretty much it. I will go ahead and see the padding from the top and the left. So what I'll do is I'll give it to the column. So I give the column a padding of 12 from here and give it a padding of 12 from the left. I think I'll do the same thing for the right. Now everything that is inside it will have the same dimension. So everything is planned, guys, really planned. Oh, there is gonna be a problem, a little problem towards this side. Yes, there's gonna be a problem. So I think the reason why we're gonna have a problem is because this guy doesn't need that padding. So we will have to remove the padding from the right, okay? And let's go ahead and get our image for the shoes. So export, click here, 3x, preview, good. Exported. Ooh, this is now going to give us in a zip file. Anyways, it's okay. All right, so it's 116 by 53. So let's go ahead and click on here and add an image. The image is 113. Let's see here, 113 by 50. I think 55. 3, right? So, but I think it will still work. Let's remove the border radius and click on network, change it to asset. And there you go. We are going to bring in the image. So let's say here all files, because what we exported is a zip file. Then go to images and paste this, replace it, no problems. Click on this and right click and say export here. Where is it? Okay, right click, extract all. It's not asking me to extract it here, so extract anyways. Nike store images, yes, just extract it here. So now I have this, and then I have this. I think this should be the item. So I'll bring it in. I'll wait for it to show. There you go, it's showing. The next thing I need to do quickly is let's see. Let me see something. What is happening here? Okay, so I have all of this. Okay, well, we're not getting perfect scenario, but we will get there. Now we need to put up our row and then this one too. So let's copy this. The font size is 500 by 12. Let's click on the column itself and we will add a row. Okay, in the row we're going to add a text. Okay, then we will add let's go ahead and add what we copied here, right? Bestseller 500 by 12, 500 by 12 by 12. Great. Then the color is, I'm copying it here and I'm gonna paste it here. Good. I'll click on the row and Ctrl D to duplicate it, and then I'm gonna copy the Nike pad here, Nike Jordan, and I will go ahead and click here, click on here to paste it, and then we will go ahead and copy this, click on here and paste this. Sweet. Then click on here as well. The padding is 4. Okay, so I give it 4 here. Let's look at the padding for this one. It's more like 12. So click on here and give it a padding of 12. Alright, so let me zoom it a bit so that you can see what we are doing. Alright, so now that I have gotten this, the next thing I need to do is this particular pricing thing here. So here, alright, is going to be a row. Yes. So I will say copy this, Ctrl C, click on this and paste it. Now here is going to be the total price. So it says 500 by 14. So I'll click on here and paste what I had copied from the Figma design. 500 by 14. And it has a color code. I copy it and then I paste the text color. Right. Now, there's some things I need to do. So here is a design. I can't create it in Flutterflow. All right. So what I'll need to do is export it 3x and export it like this. It's another group. Ooh. Okay. So no problem. So the dimension is 34 by 36. So I will click on the row, click on add a child to the row and say image. And then the image is going to be 34 by 36. 34 by 36. Remove the border radius. Change from network to assets. Click to actually import it. Change this to all files. Go back to your downloads. And then you will see the file. Okay, so all files. I can't see the file. So let's see. I thought I had exported it. Nike sneaker store. Okay, it is. Click on this. Alright, so this is going to be it. I don't know which one it is. So click on here and change all files. So click here, cut it out from there, put it in your folder. This is where I put it. Right click and I think I see extract all, and it's asking me to extract here. I'm extracting it there, and I think I have the folder now. I don't know whether that's the image, but let's just upload it. I'm not sure. Okay, it is. So I have it like this, and it's pretty okay. So I'll click on the row now and say this way. All right, pretty much good. So now I'm going to go ahead and push this guy down. Oh, it's not responding. All right, so let's click on this and take it off. Let's see what is happening. I need to push this one totally down. Okay, so I will go ahead and cut. No. Okay, I can actually just do some padding here, guys. Let me see. What about the shoes? Does the shoe have any height? It doesn't. I will go ahead and just let me see. This has like a padding of 12, but I don't think 12 is gonna help us. So let's say 12. It's not helping us. So I'm gonna just use something like 35. And worst case scenario 40. No, 40 is too much. 37. Pretty much there, not totally there yet. So we would say 38. Why not? But now I feel there is something missing, because this image is not like properly big enough. Like it's not big enough because it's supposed to be like super big. Here and here is 20 pixel, right? So let me click on here and okay, so I say 12, so let's say 20. Okay, and then here let's remove 8. All right, so let's say 0. Okay, and then this image is actually not as big as I wanted it to be, right? So it's not as big as I wanted it to be. Yeah, it's not giving me the vibe that I wanted it to have. I wanted it to be like really big, but it's not. So I think I might have to download it again. There's no real way to download it. Okay, so I will do something here. So if I download this, well, let me just try it. 3x, export this. The frame size here is 137 by 97. So 137 by 97. Okay, pretty much larger now. So I think it's okay now, really. But it's like really large. I don't have a lot of space again below. Here I don't have a lot of space. This was supposed to be really 12. Okay, but there's no space at all again for it. I will just have to alter things a bit. Let's change this to 12. Okay, and let's change this to maybe 4. Okay, all right, and let's see, let's change this height to 77. Okay, no, I think I like it a little bit bigger. Okay, so that's about it. And these, okay, these can be 6, maybe 7. All right, I'm altering it a bit and it's okay. So now I have this kind of design, and it's perfect for me, you know. So I will go ahead and then click on this and look at it. I don't know whether this is a carousel. It doesn't look like a carousel per se. So I will just not make it a carousel. I will just say give it a padding of 20 on the left, and then I will say Control D to duplicate. All right, and that's about it. All right, so I will click on the row itself and give it some padding from the top. Well, let me click on this one first. Padding is 16, and then I will say 16 from the top. So pretty much All right, so we've gotten a good design here, if you ask me. And the next thing we need to do quickly is click on this and copy it, scroll down, click on this and paste it. All right, and then the next thing I need to do is click on this to copy new arrivals and paste this here. All right, and then I will go ahead and copy this. Let's paste this here. Okay, so see all was already there actually. All right, so we don't have a lot of things left then to create this very nice swag thing here. So let's go ahead and click to create this container. All right, so the container's height is 95. So let's focus on that. So let's click on here and we're going to add a container. The height is 95. The width is infinite. All right, let's see. Can we get that right? Yes, we can. Why not? I think the border radius is 16 pixels. So we click here and say 16 pixels. Padding on the left is gonna be 20, and on the right the same thing, 20. And then we're going to have to start setting up things inside it. So first of all, let's do things one by one. Okay, so these set of stars are going to just be stacks, like things we put in the stack. Okay, so and even the shoes, yeah, it's gonna be like a stack, I think. So let's go ahead and then set it up. How do we get this done, guys? I don't know. What do we do? Okay, so let's copy this. And this is a summer sale path. So this is gonna be a long row. Okay, so let's put a row inside there. Let's just do it one by one. We get stuck, we get to find a way around it. So good. I put a row there, and the thing I need to do now is put a column here. In the column, I'm gonna, this is like a column, so things are stacked on top of themselves. So I have a column there. In the column, I will go ahead and add a row, and in the row, I will add a text, and the text is what I had copied. Okay, so I just paste it here. It says summer sale. 500 by 12. Okay, let's see, scroll down, come over here and change it to 500 and change this to 12. Sweet. And then what next? We're just going to go ahead and click on the row and duplicate it so we can put the next thing that is here. So is this 15%? Well, it's a really large text. I like it. Then it's 900 by 36. So I'll click on here and paste it. So I will just paste it here, and it's 900 by I don't know, 30 something, 900 by 36, and so I will say 36, really big. And then I can go ahead and copy this and paste it. All right, so go click on the column itself and say bring my stops to the left alignment. I just clicked on that. There you go. And then I will go ahead and click on maybe these and see the padding. It says here maybe 20 pixels. All right, but what I will do is click on the row, right, and just say center align everything for me. And what else? Okay, the column itself, I want it to center align it for me. That's it. No. For the row, bring it back to what it was, this particular alignment. And then we need some padding on the left, so 22. So let's give it to the column, 22. There you go. So we have that. Now this is a different font. It says Futura. So we can come over here for this one and maybe click on here and search for Futura. Futura. I don't know. Do we have something like that? Futura. We don't. It's a custom function, not a custom function. Custom font. Okay. So we now have this. Okay. So let's just set things up. This is our beautiful sneaker, right? So I'll just click to export it, and 3x. Let's preview just to be sure. Okay. Nice. We have a sneaker downloaded. It's a 100 and 11 by 90 by 100. Okay, so how do we do this? First of all, we can add everything here. All right, so I wouldn't want us to even use a stack for that one. So let's add this entire row. Let's wrap it with a row. All right, I don't know, is that possible? Can we get it right? I don't think so. It didn't work. So so what I'm gonna do is click on the container itself, all right, and cut it out, all right. Then put a row first. So sometimes when you want to wrap it with a row, it doesn't work. So I just cut it out, create the container, create the row, and then paste it inside. Pretty much it's working now, you see. So now that I've done that, this this is actually inside. Okay, it's not gonna work. What I thought was gonna work is not actually gonna work. So Control Z, let's take it back to what it was. All right, so this is it, and yeah, come on guys, we have to put it in, wrap it in the stack. I wanted to try another way, but it's okay. Let's right click on it and wrap it in a stack. The first stack here is gonna be an image. The image is 113 by 100. So by 100, remove the border radius, okay? And then let's change from network to assets and import the image. We're almost done. The last part is just to make the navigational scenario, okay? So we will just bring up the image, okay? Let's look at it. It has a padding of 191 pixels from the left. I had to hold down my Alt key to see that. Okay, so now it's uploaded. Waiting for it to show. Click on these and say 191. It goes right up there. And scroll down here, come to the container, all right? Give the container some padding on the top. So I think we would do something like this. It's 20 pixels. So let's just say 20 pixels, all right, from the top. Push it down, pushing the container downwards, all right? So now we have this kind of vibe, okay? So we have this kind of vibe, and we're pretty much cool now. So we can do other things, like these stars, we can just add it to the stack, okay? So let's go ahead and then export the stars and do it. We might not just add everything, but I'm just gonna do a couple, then you can add the remaining yourself. So this is a star. It's let's say 16 pixel by 16 pixel. So I'm gonna have to find my stack. This is my stack. I'm gonna add an image. So this is the image I'm adding. The width is just gonna be 15. The height is going to be 15. There is no border radius. And network to asset. Click on here to bring up the image, the star. Okay, so there you go. These is gonna be 60 from the top and 8 from the left. So okay, hold on. It's not 6, it's 28 from the left and 60 from the top. So we can actually say here 60 and then maybe 28. Well, it's not really giving us the correct thing. So let's make these 80. All right. Anyway, don't forget we've done some extra job there. Okay, so roughly about that. And then for these, Control D. And let's click on this. And then let's go ahead and then maybe for this one. So we will have 150 on the left. We will say 150. And then we will just take off these, say 20. All right. Okay, pretty much it. So you can add the remaining just to touch up the whole thing. You can add these other part and just make things up. So now the next thing I need to do here is this part. So first of all, let's click on this and download it. I just hope this doesn't export as Oh, come on, it's just my nightmare. So click on this and then export. Export. It's not really nightmare actually. I just don't like it like that. So exports this again. I will just go ahead and export all of them. So click on these, export, go, and then this, scroll down, export, go. Click on this and let's scroll down, look for export, and that's it. This is it. Just be sure that so I will go ahead and export it. Alright, so now that we have that, the next thing we need to do is just set things up for ourselves. Okay, so here, click on this, and then I need to do something different here. Alright, so we want this thing to always be sticking to the bottom here. So what we need to do is we will wrap this column with a stack. Alright, that's the only way around it. And then in the stack now we can add a container, not necessarily a container, we can a container, so that we can put something on top of it. So a container, and the container is going to be stick to the bottom here. This is it. So I had to click on this to stick it to the bottom, align to the bottom permanently. And then I will look at the rough dimension of this thing is 375 by 106. So I will just say infinite width, and then these I will say 106. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do now is I will go ahead and come to background image and change it from network to asset, and click this to upload the image. There you go. So we have this. I will just upload the image, wait for a couple of seconds, and we will see the image. Okay, it's there now. It's there actually. The image is there. Okay, so we have an image here. Okay, but we need to clear the color of the container. So we click here to clear the color. Now we can see the image we brought in. Now we need to just put something inside it. So click on the container. Click on the container and then add a row. The row is going to be what we have. We're going to put images now, like icons. So I will say images. All right. So let's look at it. This is 22 by 24. So let's just say here 22 by 24, and then we will go ahead and take this off. Okay, so we will say yeah, that's about it. Now let's go get all our pictures. So we'll come over here and change this to assets, and click here to start getting all the, anyways, I just wish they were direct images. It would have made things very easy. Okay, so let's go ahead and say all files. This is like the first thing I have. So Ctrl X, go to images, like where you always put your files. I will just export it. I will do them one by one just so that I don't get to make any mistake. And I think I don't know, where is it? So this should be, yeah, this should be it. Outline this. Let's just click on this to say large icons. I needed to see what I'm selecting. So that's it. So now that I have that, okay, I will say Control D. All right, to duplicate it, just select it and say Control D again. Aha. So I will go back again to get the other things. All right, so go back to images, go back to downloads, say all files, pick this one, X, go to images. I will just do them one by one just so that I don't get to make any mistake. Right click and say extract all, extract all. So now we have it in 4, right? So let's look for 4. So hard, and there you go. The next thing that we need to do, wait for a couple of seconds, let's get that right. Control D. Then we need the next thing here, which is going to be, let's just go ahead and duplicate all of them at once. So here I click on this. I need to go get something else. Okay, so click on this and say all files. Click on this and X, Control X, so cut. I will paste it here. Right click. Sorry, this is wasting a lot of time, but it's okay. Most persons might learn how to do this for the first time, which is pretty much good. I am just here to teach. All right, so then we're almost there. Okay, so this is the last one we're gonna do. So click on this and then bring it up, or go to images, go to downloads, change it from image to all files, cut these out, scroll down, and then paste it. It's a pretty boring process, I know. You could just speed this over and get to where I am done with it. Okay, so because cutting these files is always pretty difficult, and I don't want you to lose out on anything, so I don't really do so much of editing in my videos. Okay, so I will go ahead and upload this, and then let's look at it. Okay, so I will say row noun. We're almost done. So row noun, then I will say space it evenly. All right. But you see, this is not, this is like grouped together and this is grouped together. Okay. All right. So how do we do that? Let's click on this and right click and wrap these in a row. Yes, I will show you why I'm doing what I'm doing. Then I'll click on this and cut it. All right. And click on these, identify the row that I added into, then paste this one. Okay. Then let's try to see how I can give them a padding. The padding is 41 pixels. So I will say 41 here, 41. Beautiful. Then this one I will right click on it and wrap it in a row. Okay. Then I will click on this and cut this out. Click on this and look for the row that I've put it inside and paste it. And then I will say click on this one and give it a padding of 41 too, right? That's about it. And then we're pretty doing a good job. And so what else? We will just go ahead and click on this now and do something like this. Space across. And then now I'll click on the row here and look at the padding on the left. Click on this and say here, this is 31 pixels. So I can say here 31 pixel. All right. Then for this one, I would just say 31 pixel as well. Okay, so pretty much we have something fantastic here. So I can click on this and say padding on the bottom is 30 pixel. So we can click on the row and say lie down on the bottom, and then I will say 30 pixels. Okay, so pretty much I'm arranging it now. So that's how to go ahead and then set up this navigation button for your application. All right. Then we have the last part, which is this big circle. Which is this big circle. I will scroll down, like scroll up, and I would just pick this one, this container. Click on this, open it. I think this is, wait a minute. I can't see which, this is a column. It should be inside a container. Okay, so this is it. Control C. Then scroll down. And so I'm supposed to have something here. So I will just go ahead and then add that immediately. Meanwhile, I think I'm gonna have to end the tutorial here. What we just need to do here is just to add this particular part, and so I think we will go ahead and add it in the next tutorial. But I hope that you learned a whole lot of things from these tutorial. So don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like this video as well. In the next part, we will just complete this. I wouldn't like to rush on it because we need to just get it really right, all right? And so we've spent a lot of time on this already. So let's go ahead and get to do this in the next part of the tutorial. See you in part 3. Subscribe to this channel and like this video. Let me see your comments. Thank you very much.